Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that men want in a woman, but probably wouldn't tell you. Brought to you by an email that I got from somebody. It's a really important one because it's going to illustrate exactly what men do and don't want with women. She writes in and says, "Hi Carlos, I had a few questions as I was reading through the Forever Yours manual. I noticed you kept saying to give him space, and there really is no need to keep texting a guy every single day. Now, doesn't that give them the space they need to go and potentially meet somebody new?" That came from Kelly. Well, Kelly, thanks for your question, and this cuts right to the core of something I've been dying to discuss here for a while, which is namely the things that men really want in a woman. I'm going to show you 5 things men want, but hang on, because what I have to explain first is going to rock your world a little bit. Now, Kelly, you said, doesn't that give them the space that they need to go out and potentially meet somebody new? Kelly, he is always going to have this opportunity to meet other people. You will never be able to block his social life by flooding him with texts. Now, I have to ask you, do you think that this is the secret to a relationship with a man? To just smother him just enough that he can't think about other people or possibly leaving you? Because I can tell you that this is not what a man wants in a woman. Youch, Carlos, that's got to hurt. Well, it's a sincere thing for me to say because there is an underlying assumption in your question. What you're saying is that it's in a guy's nature to be shady, and that's the assumption that you can't create a relationship with a man because he can't be trusted if you aren't there watching him 24/7. It's basically saying, I'm not valuable enough to keep him interested. And that belief is one that you need to root out and erase from your brain. That's the underlying belief that actually kills many women's chances at a real committed relationship. Now let's jump into what he wants. Number 1, a woman who he can play with. Play is vitally important to guys. Huge. Not only do we have play as part of our nature, we expect it from our partner. He wants you to be playful because it motivates him to invest in you for a relationship. When he knows that you're relaxed and you're not structured and you're not uptight, he can cut loose with you and open up more. What men want, number 2, real men want independent women. That means not dependent. I say it like that because a lot of women think that independent means you have to go out and be super ambitious. It's thinking along the lines of set the world on fire, you go girl. No, I mean you can do that and that's fine, but that's not specifically what he's looking for. What independent means is that you have to have the ability to put up your hands and say no, no more, hold on, and be able to put up a boundary when you have to. You got to be able to put a man's ego in check when the time comes. Don't let him walk all over you because you're so darn pleased to have a relationship. We men are attracted to women who have their own lives in motion because that's the best way for us to see that you already have value. What he's looking for in his girlfriend, number 3, is emotional maturity. And this one is a huge minefield. It's really important that a man feels safe talking to you about the things that matter. Most guys we're very wary of feeling attacked or getting hit below the belt when we have a conversation with a woman, especially if you're our partner and we don't see eye to eye on something. So do your best to remove that fear from him. Let him know that he's going to feel safe. He won't feel attacked. He'll feel respected. And that actually brings us to number 4. He wants respect. Let me start out by saying, giving you a little secret here. You want a big peek into a man's character? Just go look at him on social media. Everything he says or does as a guy will show up there. You can see his comments, his posts, his replies, all laid out for you to review. And you can see how respectful he treats other people. Because it's simply not possible to have healthy respect for another person without respecting yourself. He's got to see both in you. He's got to see that you respect yourself and you will respect him and his opinions when you're in the relationship. That's how big it is. A man wants respect more than he wants to feel loved in a relationship. This one blows women's minds, but it's true, and you've got to know it if you're going to have a relationship with him. What men want from a woman? Number 5 is men want a woman who will challenge us. Left to his own devices, a guy is going to run amok. He'll go power mad. It's true, it's not pretty, and I wish it weren't like this, but this is how guys are. But you can contain and direct that energy of his to help him become the best balanced guy he can possibly be. All men want is a woman who can help keep us in line by using that respect, of course, and point us in the direction of our better selves. One of the best ways you can challenge him is, with sex. You see, all men understand that if he has to work to get you into bed, well, there is a greater chance for love and a relationship. That's built into our brains, period. We know that to be true. And yet, many women think that if she doesn't jump into bed with him as soon as possible, he's going to lose interest to her. This is the same thinking, by the way, that Kelly mentioned when she said, doesn't that give him the space he needs to go out and potentially meet somebody new? Again, he's always going to have that. You can't make a man commit to you by trying to take away his options and his space. And yet it's just amazing how many women do this, because it does the opposite. When you take away his options and take away his space and don't give him the respect he needs, he's out of there. And it's really interesting because this is all like a little bit of gravity. You give him the right kind of nudge and things will take care of themselves. It's inevitable that a relationship will develop if you know how he thinks and if you know the love law that men obey. I just created a new video for this, brand new. Go on over and watch it. It's at datingadviceguru.com. You see the link below here, datingadviceguru.com/commitment. That's datingadviceguru.com/commitment, where I'll tell you about this love law and how you can make any man realize that he's falling in love. This is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. We'll talk again next time. As always, live and love with passion.